Day 21, I think. The day after the big decision. Oh, can't I go over that bridge? Why can't I go over that bridge? I'd go over that bridge. No one's telling me I can't. I should take my time going over here. Right, I've ended up in San Sebastian in order to try and rent a car or a van to take me all the way to Santander. I've realised that this terrain is not for trikes, not for people of my age anyway. That's rather nice. Oh wow, that's rather nice, isn't it? Seats here. I think I might perch here actually. Why can't I perch just here? I think I can. Oh, I should perch here. Yeah, I made a decision yesterday in the hotel that, oh, come on, that perhaps I'm asking a bit too much of myself and the trike. Oh, peafowl. That's a peacock. That is a peacock. I looked at my stats for the day before and I realised that 18% climbs I cannot do, and one or two of them I had people were helping me push the trike up. Anything over about 10 or 11 degrees, 12 degrees, I can't pedal. I can't pedal to get up easily, very difficult. And if I get off and try and push it, it's almost too steep to push. So anything above, I think I got to 14 on my own. And then there was an 18 where some guy gave me a hand and even he was puffing. And when I looked at the stats coming up for the next day, well, it would have been today, because that was my plan, to head off towards Santander. Well, within 15 miles of leaving the hotel where I was staying, I would have had a 2,000 foot climb in about 3 miles, and I'm not sure what percentage that is, but it's pretty good, pretty big. So I checked it, and I can scan it on Rival GPS. I can sort of track through it, and some parts of it are 18%. So I just don't know what I would have done. And the fact is, it's moving, how can I put it? Spain, it's kind of, in this area I'm in, it's kind of made up of these little towns or cities or whatever they are, towns. And we're in one now, San Sebastian. And the gaps in between are just like villages, they're not even a village. And by going, I would have left myself wide open to being stuck outside, nowhere to stay, probably struggling to find water, I don't know, and having to get up these hills, which would have been nigh on impossible. So I'm thinking, well, why spoil it? And especially after the day before, because of the, I don't know whether I've mentioned it, the sunstroke. So on Friday I arrived at the hotel and I was gone. Took me about an hour and a half to recover, maybe longer. The people in the hotel, the lady there was great. And I couldn't even talk, couldn't move, couldn't get up, couldn't do anything for about an hour. Drank a load of water, which probably didn't help. Drunk it too quickly, and about within 10 minutes I was sick all over there. Sort of not patio area, but it's like a bar area. No one was there, and she was okay, she was lovely about it. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? how easy you can get caught out. I thought I'd done everything right because it got to 12 o'clock. I thought, right, I've got to book the accommodation, which I did, and I knew it would take me about an hour, maybe a bit more to get there. At that point, I suppose the temperature was probably about 30, peak, and I was hoping that was peaking. But here in Spain, it tends to peak around 3 or 4 o'clock. So off I went, and what I didn't realise was that to get to this place that I was staying in, I had even more climbs. And these would get off and push climbs, about several of them in a space of a mile. And I was gone by then anyway, just exhausted. And I just arrived at this, I eventually found it. I couldn't think straight, I couldn't find it. Going round and round, eventually I found it, struggled in, and there was this shady area which was paved with some seats. No one was in it. And I just went in there and sat down, and within seconds I just laid down. Couldn't move, couldn't get up, couldn't do anything. Luckily I just managed to carry a little bottle of water with me, which was warm. So I poured that over my head and drank some of it and laid there. And then eventually someone came by. Luckily enough, she spoke English. She lives in London, but she's Spanish. And she helped find the proprietor, Patricia. And from there on in, it was all systems go. And then yesterday, Saturday, was the big 40-degree day. So I arranged to stay in the hotel another night, knowing that there's no way I can go out in 40 degrees. Even 32 is pushing it. And that day, apparently, where I had got the sunstroke, she was telling me it was, when I arrived, it was 33. Within 30 minutes of me getting there, it had gone up to 35 anyway. Saturday was 40, so I stayed in. And then I made those decisions. I was looking last night to see if I could hire a car. I don't think I'm going to need an international driving licence, but it's a bit mixed. According to the British government website, I don't. But the rules are being misinterpreted, apparently. And some vendors think they do, and I don't know. Anyway, I shall find out tomorrow, because today's Sunday, so everything's bloody closed. So I'm going to have to find myself somewhere to stay here tonight. And go from there. Hopefully, if I can hire a car in the morning, I might go to Bilbao, or I might go straight on to Santander and see. If I go to Bilbao, I've still got a fairly steep climb coming out of Bilbao into Santander. I shall check that overnight, and I'll see. I want to continue as much as the ride as I can. And I don't even know if I can hire a vehicle yet, so that's going to be really interesting. And if worst comes to the worst, what I'm going to have to do is try and find a taxi to maybe get me to Bilbao. I don't know how much that's going to cost, but we'll see. It was a mistake, maybe, with hindsight now. I should have done a little bit more research on this leg in Spain. But when I looked at it, it didn't look too bad overall. I knew it was 2,000 feet of climbing, but I didn't realise it was in such a short space. Okay, well that's today. So I'm just sort of triking around here, looking around me. I found the Enterprise car hire office, I've just found that. And I found the Europe car rent office. So tomorrow I should be able to find those quite easily. The town is quite strange because it's made up of all these apartment buildings, and most of these towns are. And then the city centre's kind of dead because everything's closed because it's Sunday. But other than that, it's all going well. Bit of a New Orleans vibe going on. Right, there's a nice little spot in San Sebastian. I come down to the waterfront, all the apartments there. This is like a little estuary thing, but they were at the main sea straight ahead. I shall swing a right down here and see what happens. Trike's getting a bit of attention now, but it gets a bit awkward. I'm a bit croaky today, I don't know why. It's all that mess in the last 2 days has taken its toll. Still, I've tried the train station, can't get on the train. Not that I asked anybody, I just can't get in the train station, it's all automated. So that's a no-go. Oh, windy. I think I just go straight on. Pretty certain I do. I don't know where I go actually. And they've gone down there, so why can't I? Interesting. It's a strange building. Traffic moves pretty quick. It's taking no prisoners for sure. It's none too hot, it's breezy, much better now. 40 degrees yesterday and probably 25 today. It's a big change. The lights are very slow to change here, I've noticed that. People get impatient. Very impatient. Oh no, don't be silly. I think I'm alright, I just don't know. See, the markings, they just come to an end. So does that mean you can or you can't? I don't know. In this case, I can. Oh my goodness, it's huge. I'm going to have to be a bit careful here, I think, as I run somebody over. We shall see. Well, people are dancing, that's what they're doing. Taking up all the room and dancing.
I want to go back. Now my telephone. I wouldn't give you a piece of cake if I could save your soul. My mama told me that.
It's close. That was close. As you can see, the sea's there, all there. Mountains. It all looks pretty, I think it's a free-for-all, who's allowed on it. I think we're probably all allowed. I'm going to have to look for accommodation soon, I think. So the only options I've got now is car hire. And that's going to be interesting, because I've only got my driving licence. And then there's one other option is a taxi, or some form of transport. And I just dread to think what that's going to cost me. But it's going to probably be a few pennies. And that be the end. Is what we're missing out on. Oh, they are surfing waves, aren't they? The people out are having fun. Except me, wondering how I'm going to get to bloody Santander. Oh, I can hear them breaking. Wow, look. I know there's members of my family who would love this. San Sebastian. And virtually the bottom of all those buildings are shops, restaurants and things. You see why they built them there, can't you? Wow, it's great. I don't know what I'm doing here now. Hang on. I'm going to have to find a way to get onto something smoother. I could do with a P. Really do with a P. Where can I go? Let's go and have a look around here. It's like a little mini track for something or other, I don't know what. Let's see what's going on around here. They've got cans of drink. And they've probably got somewhere to pee as well. They're lucky. Things you have to put up with, eh? Go around the back of that, I suppose. Could be a bit awkward though, couldn't it? Because I can't get around the bloody back of it. So he's alright. Right.